Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Titans looking to boost Steelers playoff odds. The Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers are much tighter than they typically are as the NFL enters Week 18 of the regular season. With Pittsburgh's playoff hopes hanging in the balance, Tennessee is looking to spoil their AFC South rivals' year with a win. The Steelers have a few ways they can make the postseason in Week 18. But the simplest way would be to defeat the Baltimore Ravens and then have either the Jacksonville Jaguars or Buffalo Bills lose. The Jaguars are playing the Titans, who are putting everything they've got into giving Pittsburgh a playoff berth. Speaking about his Week 18 approach, head coach Mike Vrabel said the team is putting everything on the line against the Jaguars to end the season with a win. Sucks, losing. Awful. That's why I want to win, Vrabel said. Because you don't sleep. You want to win for the players that bust their tail, that's it. I mean, it's not about, hey, we'll go into the offseason with a good note. Nobody knows what you did on January 7th, or 8th, or 6th in April when you come back, for the offseason program. But, you want to see it all come together. Just put 4 quarters together, win a game like we talked about. The Titans are planning to start veteran Ryan Tannehill at quarterback while Levis nurses a foot injury. Tannehill is 38-24 all-time as the Titans starter. The Steelers will have a chance to do their part in a playoff push on Saturday when they take on the Ravens. The Titans will then get their chance to send Pittsburgh to the postseason on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Peter Schrager thinks Mason Rudolph deserves Comeback Player of the Year consideration. The Pittsburgh Steelers have rallied from 7-7 to 9-7 with 2 commanding wins, games in which the offense has put up at least points despite not doing so all season. The spike in offensive productivity has come with Mason Rudolph, who previously hasn't started a game since 2021, at quarterback. Rudolph has thrown for 564 yards over the last 2 games, and his work in turning Pittsburgh's season around has led Peter Schrager to make the case for Rudolph to win Comeback Player of the Year. Hear me out. We've done a month of Can Joe Flacco be the Comeback Player of the Year, despite only playing 5 weeks? Can Mason Rudolph be the Comeback Player of the Year, despite only playing 3 weeks? Mason Rudolph was benched for the aforementioned Duck Hodges midway through a game. Duck Hodges replaced Mason Rudolph years ago on the same team. And he's hung around, signed contracts, came back, and was like I'll be a third string, Schrager said on Good Morning Football today. And there's another guy in front of him, Mitch Trubisky, who's still there, who they brought in last year. This is a great story. Schrager also said it helps that Rudolph's chosen to stay with Pittsburgh because he's a known commodity in the locker room and with Pittsburgh. As far as Rudolph's Comeback Player of the Year case goes, Bills safety Damar Hamlin has been the favorite all season after returning to the field following a serious cardiac issue he suffered in a game last season, and Flacco has built more of a resume with more starts and a stretch of 300-plus yard passing performances. But it is notable that Flacco started games just last season with the New York Jets. Rudolph hadn't started since 2021, and he wasn't a guy who was highly regarded at all during his days replacing an injured Ben Roethlisberger. That's why Pittsburgh went out and signed Trubisky last year while also drafting Kenny Pickett. There wasn't much thought or hope that Rudolph would turn into anything, but his performance under the center the last 2 weeks has been the best we've seen out of a Steelers quarterback in years. Schrager's right that it's a great story, but it also hasn't met its conclusion. This weekend, Pittsburgh needs to take care of business against the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday and then get some help to make the playoffs. There's also a scenario where the Steelers can lose and make the playoffs, but that's just not as fun. But the point is, the rest of Rudolph's story is still unwritten. While he likely won't be the Comeback Player of the Year, team success matters a lot more, and if Rudolph can lead the Steelers to some success in the playoffs, he's going to be a hero in Pittsburgh. That seemed unfathomable just weeks ago. Steelers get informal asking price for Justin Fields. If the Pittsburgh Steelers are interested in making a move for quarterback Justin Fields, they now know the asking price the Chicago Bears will be looking for in the offseason. With the Bears locking up the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, many believe they could be targeting USC quarterback Caleb Williams. With that move, they would deal Fields to a new team, with the Steelers instantly becoming a team to watch. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler has now revealed there's a belief Chicago would ask for less than a first-round pick. The consensus in an informal poll of league evaluators is that Fields would be worth a second- or third-round pick in a pre-draft trade, Fowler writes. The Steelers are rolling with Mason Rudolph in Week 18 and possibly into the playoffs if they make it. The decision opens up a bag of questions for this offseason, including what they'll do with Kenny Pickett, if Rudolph could be the starter next season, and whether or not they're looking for an alternative quarterback option. If Fields is on the market this spring, expect the Steelers to be a team in the mix for the Chicago quarterback. Justin Skylar Fields, born March 5, 1999, is an American football quarterback for the Chicago Bears of the National Football League, NFL. Following a stint at Georgia, he played college football at Ohio State. At Ohio State, he was twice named the Graham, George Offensive Player of the Year and reached the 2021 College Football Playoff National Championship. Fields was selected by the Bears in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, with whom he set the single-game regular season record for quarterback rushing yards. He is one of only 3 NFL quarterbacks to have a 1,000-yard rushing season. Fields attended Harrison High School in Kennesaw, Georgia. In 2 years as the starting quarterback for Harrison, he totaled 4,187 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns, 2,096 rushing yards, and 28 rushing touchdowns. In the summer before his senior year in 2017, he attended the Elite 11 quarterback competition and was named MVP of the event. Late in his senior year, in a game that was nationally televised on ESPN, he suffered a broken finger that required season-ending surgery. After his senior season, he was named Mr. Georgia Football by the Touchdown Club of Atlanta, as well as first-team All-State. In addition to football, Fields was also a standout baseball player for Harrison High. And you fan, what do you think of the Justin Fields situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.